All right, Knights of Apollo, what is up, guys? How's it going? Hope you're doing well, and welcome back to the battlefield. We are going to witness a battle on Waterloo. Now, is this the Battle of Waterloo? Not exactly. It's close. It's close. So if we look at the factions here, we do have, you know, the United Kingdom here, and they are joined with Prussia. But Prussia is on the hills of Waterloo. Oof, and he just shot right into his... What's this delayed? Oh my... Why Prussia? Anyways, Prussia is supposed to be over here, showing up as a reinforcement force, not the British. But that's okay. It's close enough. It's clearly just the map, and it's a 4v4. It's going to be a lot of fun. The factions are right. The positioning, not so much. And man, I just can't get over how beautiful the Prussian uniforms are. And that reminds me, speaking of beautiful, today's sponsor is Ridge Wallet. The age of bulky leather wallets is over. The time for Ridge Wallet has come. Ridge wallets are simple, well-designed wallets that bring order to your life. They are the size of a credit card and will fit in almost any pocket. They can hold up to 12 credit cards, and they have a money clip in the back to hold your dollars. But most importantly, they are built to last. They are made of high quality metal that will last forever. Think of it this way. Would you rather go into battle with sad looking leather armor, or would you have an epic suit of metal armor and look like a total Chad? That is what you get with the Ridge Wallet. So obviously you can see that they come in many cool colors and designs, ranging from simple single colored wallets to intricate, beautiful designs. So what are you waiting for? Go to ridge.com/Apollo, link down in the video description, and use the code APOLLO, APOLLO, and get 15% off on your purchase. And hey, maybe you already have a Ridge wallet. Well, that's all right, because these make fantastic gifts for friends and family, so don't miss out. Use the code APOLLO and get 15% off on your purchase. All right, guys, welcome back to the battlefield. The French army is appearing right before our eyes. A lot of their troops are leaving the fog of war. They still have a lot of troops hidden, but they will appear very soon. I assume the French are going to attack. I guess there's really no rules, right? If this is not the historical Battle of Waterloo, I mean, maybe the British will attack, in Prussians who are here, which is funny. So anyways, the British over here are going in. I think they're gonna go fight over the farm here, try to gain control of it. This is so cool. This battlefield of Waterloo, it just looks fantastic. But the French most likely will get there first. They have a lot of infantry currently marching towards this farm. It's going to be close, but it's going to be one heck of a fight over here. Now, back over here, though, hold on. Hold your horses, because we got horses going in. It looks like we have a bit of a cav tussle here as the French are taking on the British cav, and the French stand victorious there. So the battle starts with a little cav engagement. More British forces have arrived, but they are a bit late. Let's see if he tries to force another battle here to unravel. We'll see. But for now, it looks like he's just kind of chilling. We have the quote-unquote reinforcement army advancing forward as well. This is the Prince of Orange's army, which... he's the one who showed up as reinforcements at the beginning of the battle. Even though it should be the Prussians and it should be at the end of the battle. That's okay. It's like it's a Waterloo light, you know? But it does look like the British have realized that I think at this point, just by their troop movement, it does appear that they are, you know, not gonna rush all their men in. They might know that, hey, we are not gonna beat the French over to the farm here, this fortification. So we're gonna have to take our time here, slow it down a little bit. And the French have now entered the fortification. They have a lot of forces here, actually. And they're, oh, yeah, they just keep spawning. The fog of war is lifting. And soon we're going to see a pretty intense infantry battle. Now, we also have some cav moving in. It looks like they were thinking, oh no, they were thinking about charging this artillery position, but the Prussians had to defend. I think they should have went for it, just suicide charge, because look at this units. Look how much they lost there for nothing. You might as well just charge in and try to take out the artillery. But, yes, Waterloo, just how I remembered it. The Prussians holding the front line. So, yeah, no, well, there were French infantry over here, but they're kind of in the dark now. All right, it appears that the first shots have been fired from this building right here. They broke open the glass. They shot some, well, somebody shot over. I don't see any infantry in here. Are they below? Where are they? Oh, it's just because of the fog of war. They're in the building. They opened fire. We've got infantry advancing on the British as well. So the French have taken control of this section, and now they are getting their infantry into position. I'm surprised. Well, we'll see what happens here, but I'm kind of surprised that the British aren't being more aggressive here and trying to take this, because if they can take control of this, I mean, really, these two armies that we see here fighting over this farm, it's going to come down to them just fighting to the death. Now, oof, there goes the artillery. That might put some pressure under the French to try to, you know, fire under them to kind of get this battle going and try to take out that artillery, because just sitting there getting hit with artillery might not be the best. Let's go down over on this other side though, because we do have a cav engagement once again. The British are trying to get, you know, revenge for the last cav engagement. The French are going to go ahead and commit another unit of cav. These almost look like mounted old guard. They're going in, but the British have reinforcements. Look at that. Absolute chaos right now. And yeah, this is going to be a brutal fight. A brutal fight. We've got lifeguards, the cheeses going in as well. Oh, but the French are holding. This is amazing. They do have infantry support kind of forming square over here and just kind of shooting some pop shots into this huge massive cav. But yeah, the French cav, they're outnumbered, but yet they are fighting on and fighting like absolute chads. So we'll see what happens. If I'm the British, I would get out of there because that infantry is causing issues. We also have some French infantry now opening fire at the Prussian lines, who are well camouflaged in the bushes here, but they should be able to do some damage. They're on top of the hill. They have an angle to the infantry. They should be able to start hitting them. Looks like we got some lights moving up here as well. This is so cool. Love seeing the lights in action. Just staying low, popping shots, getting some good distant kills. Now over here, things are really popping off. Look at this. Look at this long line of French troops about to fire back. Ooh, man. Are they going to break here? Are they going to fire back or what? But the French troops have a massive, massive line right in front of this farmhouse. And I kind of knew the French would push on. I don't think he would have sat here like behind this structure or within it. I think he's gonna push on and try to take out the British position here. I think it's actually really important that he does, because if he can clear out the British here, oof, that artillery, he could easily fold on the rest of the defenders holding this hill. The French are actually falling back over here after some pretty big success there. I mean, a very deadly cav battle to start this Battle of Waterloo. But yeah, he kind of falls back there. I think he's going to reorganize. Maybe he's waiting for reinforcements, because remember that reinforcement army from the British, it was like the Prince of Orange. He's right here. this reinforcement army has formed up, and maybe the French just feel a little outnumbered on this side. Because I think is this 1v1 over here? It's hard to tell in NTW3 because you can bring, I think you can bring 20 units, maybe more. So it's hard to tell where one player starts and another ends, especially when you hover over them and it doesn't say what the unit is or who's commanding it. So this is a very intense firefight. The French kind of using the tree lines here, and they're actually now falling back as well. They are falling back as well, so they don't like the looks of this. He's losing a lot of men, so he's gonna reform. I think it's the artillery, honestly, that's giving the British the edge here. They've got their, well, first off, they have their infantry in really good positions. You know, I like this. You know, he's kind of got it sectioned off here. I don't know. I just really like this infantry position. And then he kind of left a gap, I assume, for the artillery, or maybe not. The artillery is just firing over. Oh, well, the artillery. Okay, it's like a howitzer. You see that? Oh man, that's so epic. Look at that. The general running by. General Hill running by. That's so cool. But yeah, the French are gonna reorganize and reform and open fire upon the British forces. Now let's go back over here just to see. Okay, nothing really going on, so we'll fly back over here. I don't know. That was weird. I just didn't expect the French to do that. I do hear a cav charge. Oh, over here the French are going in for the Prussian artillery. Let's see if they can close the distance and actually get this artillery by surprise. Now, what I like to do in Napoleon is to not click. Oh, they're going to defend it. Here comes Prussia. Yeah, they've got this cav. They're not going to kill this artillery piece. They can try. Well, hold on. This French cav is kind of, well, it's very close. Oh, the British are going to send in some support. Look at these black horses. They look awesome. Cheval Noir. Black horses. Anyways, yeah, so they do a good job of destroying that force, protecting the artillery, so that's a huge loss. Now they're going to return the favor over here, and this time I think the British were able to close the distance enough. Oh, what a play. Was it enough to kill the artillery? I don't know, but it's close. They got a really gnarly charge on that artillery. The French, you know, all things considered, didn't do too bad at protecting their artillery because I'm sure they had tunnel vision over here. So that was a really good play by the British, like thinking, hey, he's focused elsewhere. Let's charge in. I think he did. Yeah, he destroyed some artillery pieces here. He still has 2 here, but... Oh, and the French are like, you know what? You think you're crafty? You think you're sneaky with your cav? Think again, son. I'm going to go for your infantry. Finally, he forms square. He needs to get this cav out of there. Do not keep pushing. This cav will break. This is such a cool looking battle. Such a cool looking battle. But yeah, he's going to... Well, his cav's breaking. The British are going in for another charge. The cav play has been ferocious in this battle. It's been absolutely insane. And now we once again see the French forces over on this far right side. And they're once again kind of falling back, it looks like. Well, not necessarily falling back, reorganizing. But yeah, we'll see what happens as this progresses. It looks like the British are getting a little aggressive here in advancing forward to finally get this the battle underway. And you definitely want to do that as the British for one major reason. You do not want your ally to lose over here, and then this French force, you know, wraps around while you're busy still fighting over on this front. So he needs to get the fight started over there. You can see more French forces have formed and are firing at the direct flank of the British troops. And oh my goodness, they just killed the general? No way. Wow, we've got French cav going around and attacking Oh, that's a huge loss. A huge loss right there. This is such a beautiful map. Like, it's so bright and shiny. It just looks fantastic. So that cav goes in, kills a general. A fantastic job there. So that's one less general they have to worry about. And France, I don't know. I think the British have them right where they want them. Opening fire, close range. They've advanced forward. The French have only advanced back. Advanced backwards. Have fallen back. Are they going in for a charge? What? We do have a... No, that's a British cav. I thought that was a... For a second, I thought that was a French cav. Look at the general, just like... He's right near the front. He's like, keep it up, chaps. You know, or whatever British people say. Here comes the charge of bayonets. The French are mad, dude. They're mad, and they're going in. I don't think it's gonna pay off, but I'm no expert. Maybe I'm wrong. Total War has made a liar out of me. Oh, get it. Oh, that guy nearly died. He nearly died. So the British are going in for a charge. The French charge paid off. So I was wrong. That's huge. That's huge. They needed that. They absolutely needed that. I really like what the French are doing here. They've kind of got this British army split. And they're going to close in and do a ton of damage here. But while this is happening, let's go over to the other side. Things are not looking as good for the French. Once again, what is France doing? Why? I think this is a big blunder. This charge right here is not going to pay off like the other charge that we just saw. Because what the French should be doing here is just keeping these armies busy. They don't even need to win. They just need to keep these armies busy, keep them stuck on this hill fighting. Then, because the French are going to win over here. I think what's happening, the French did a great job. Now, this British army, the player here did a good job too. It's just, I think he got double teamed. I'm not really perfectly sure. But, you know, the British did a good job of doing a lot of damage to the French infantry. They killed a French general. But unfortunately for them, they are getting kind of surrounded right now, and the French are going to finish this up. And here comes a little bayonet charge. Beautiful. So what that's going to do is that the French are going to be able to take this victorious army. And I'm just kind of looking around, making sure we're not missing anything. There's a little bit of a... Got some British cav running in, it looks like. But yeah, the French are going to be... Oh, this is a mess, dude. This is just a mess. Look at the British are fighting back to back here. Oh, they might actually win. What the heck? France, what are you doing? France. Oh, man, look how cool this is. You hear that trumpet? It's like someone was about to blow an order, you know, and then he just got bayoneted or something. But yeah, that's... Oh, dude. Did you see that? Oh, that artillery just shredded that unit. Okay, it looks like the British are gonna win. Dude, this is so back and forth. I am so confused. It looked like the French had that in the bag, and then all of a sudden they instant broke. Maybe the lack of a general, I don't know. Back over here, the French are reforming as well. This looks a little promising for the French. Got some cool units here, very professional looking units. Oh, you got the old guard. Overhead. Overhead slice. And bada bing, bada boom. He charges in, does a great job there. And he also charged over on the other side, it looks like. There's a big mess of troops here fighting in close combat. So if we zoom out here, once again, the French are going with the very aggressive. Look at them. Just a madman. He's just like, whatever, charge. What are we doing? Napoleon, charge. Oh, you guys better shoot. These are old guard. They're going to kill you up close. But you know, I mean, they're doing okay, but I just think the British are going to recover from this. And back over here, a lot of French forces are reforming. Now, this is not over on this side. It's not looking good for the French, but it's definitely not over because a lot of these troops are going to come back and fight. Because that's just the nature of NTW3. Troops tend to break and come back. Okay. My sound always does this. It never stays on 256. It's always on 1 whatever. Let me just make sure my mic, because dude, Napoleon is so funky like that, where if you change the audio, your audio gets turned up to 100. I've had so many recordings ruined because my audio was just like blaring. It was like, hey guys, how's it going? You know, it's just so bad. Anyways, back to the battle. The French are reforming. They're regrouping. They're not done yet. And maybe, just maybe, they will come out on top here. And even if they do, it's still a bit of a loss for the French because they desperately needed to win on this side because his ally is getting trashed right now by the Prussian forces. I mean, this is just a mess. Now, this is a good position here, kind of flanking, firing at the British, helping your ally because we have all these British forces just kind of folding on the French forces. Now back here, it looks like the French are falling back a bit. The British are falling back a bit. The French are going to pursue and stay close. I like that. Be aggressive, but don't be too insanely aggressive. But Prussia's looking really good at this point. I mean, it feels like he wiped out a French army. No, oh, we got some British cav. Got some British cav going in the back lines. Trying to take out the life guards. Or, no, the old guard. Or, what are these? I don't know. French infantry. And then we've got the 1st Dragoon Guards. The Trades Union. And they have now positioned themselves behind the French army. This is not looking well for the French. And they are desperately going to need some major wins here to try to turn this battle around. But here comes the cav charge right to the French cav. This is really all that's holding the back lines and protecting the general. Is this Napoleon himself? No. Maybe? I don't know. I guess it... Yeah, I guess it is. I mean, that big old hat. But he's out of there. That's not good. So they just lost their general, I believe. Back here, this is a must-win for the French, but it's not looking good. French are in full-on retreat. There we go. Napoleon's now dead, so he's not going to spend the last of his years on the island, writing about his campaigns, his exiled island. I'm drawing a blank on the island. Anyways, good firing here, destroying what's left of this French army, and this is going to free up a bunch of British forces to join their comrades over on the other side of the fight. And now it appears that the British they can taste victory. And they are going in for a glorious bayonet charge, which this is not, you can't do this. Well, unless they changed it, which they might have, you can't really mass charge in NTW3 because it's kind of against the rules. I mean, this battle is pretty much over anyways. It does appear that the British just utterly dominated this battle, but while we're kind of watching the British take care of the remaining French forces defiantly fighting out this battle, one thing that I think the French could have done to win this battle is I think they did a great job of isolating the British forces here, and they should have capitalized on that. I think the army over on this side should have sent extra troops over to just overwhelm and just, you know, surround and kill this British army. Once they did that, or you know, once they've achieved that, they can then send their troops around and put pressure on the flank of the Prussians. Now, while this battle is going on, over here, the French forces should have been avoiding fights. They should have just stay there, you know, do some pop shots, but don't do anything too crazy. Keep your army alive, because what you want to do is this French army here, they just want to, oh my goodness, everything's falling apart. Everything needs to just keep these guys glued in, stuck, you know, pin them down with your army staying here and just keep them busy. And then once this French army wraps around and is now firing at the flank of Prussia, then that's when you go in and you put a lot of pressure on the remaining armies over here. But that's what I think the French could have done better there. But really good play, and they had some good moments, don't get me wrong. I mean, at one point it did look like the French were going to obliterate the British over here. And look at this guy's looking for his buddy. He's like, oh no, where is he? And now he's just staring at the sun, literally just, okay, maybe not directly, but he's in shock. I mean, this was a very disgusting battle. There you have it. Unfortunately, it doesn't show unit stats. I don't know, it's like a glitch with the new update or something. But here are some of the kills by the player who sent this in. So this one was sent in by NBC Richard Sharp. That's the player name. He played as Daddy Hill over here. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up, guys, for this battle. This was a lot of fun. It was pretty one-sided. It was definitely a shorter battle for you know, an NTW3 battle, but that is where we are going to conclude it. Hopefully you've, you know, enjoyed this one and learned something. But good game to all the players. This was a lot of fun to watch. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time on the battlefield.